Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Matthew, or Z, back at y'all with episode 2 of Not Another Cod Pod. I'm alongside the little shitheads George and Joe. You can go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? It's your boy. Let's go, Joe. Hope everybody's having a nice day. I hope everybody enjoyed the previous CDL event. And beside me, we got this handsome fellow.
Yo, what is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful day. It is your boy Boss or Gio or George. All right, so
All right,
let's get this shit
first and
underway.
foremost, we apologize for Joe's camera quality. His PC decided to shit the bed, and he is doing the best with what he can. Um,
Yeah,
it's not really looking good as of this moment, but
I,
is what it is. We're just gonna make
I,
do for this episode.
just get really close.
All right. So the first thing that I had wrote down for us to discuss is thoughts on the outcome of the most recent homestand, which was Seattle. I had Seattle going to the finals, which was a little biased, maybe, probably it was. And they ended up getting double first rounded. Didn't win more than 2 maps the whole event. Um, yeah. So that.
Tough scene for the Seattle boys, no
Man,
doubt.
I feel so bad for that team, bro. Because they have the potential, they have the pieces, but they just don't play
Yeah,
the game correctly.
Do
And it's,
you, if, oh, go ahead.
I don't think it's one person's fault either. I think it's a mixture of the coaching. Not saying Joey's a bad coach, because Joey obviously proved last year with Gen G that he's a phenomenal coach. I don't think it's one specific player. I just don't know if those four core guys in Slack, Karma, Brian, or Octane really mesh. Because they didn't play good with Ian, they didn't play too good with Pander, they didn't play good with Ian again, and they didn't play good with Pander again. So they've tried both of them out twice, and they're just something's not right with that team.
Yeah, like I said in last week, how one of the big things for Seattle's success was Enable coming out this weekend. And I'm not trying to say like Enable did terrible. Like obviously, like a loss is a team thing. But it's just tough, dude. Like on paper, Seattle, they should be one of the top contending teams.
very good.
I mean, they have a three-time world champion on the team. They have a two-time world champion on the team. They have arguably one of the best ARs in like the past three Call of Duties on the team. Like on paper, they should be a top contending team. Like I'm not trying to say like they could go out there and fucking 3-0 Atlanta FaZe like every series, but they should be able to go out there, hold their own, and have a great series.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that about sums it up. Just they got a bunch of really good pieces that look really good when you look at the roster, and it just, I don't know, it's not working for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know what it is that's killing them. That's what I'm really confused about.
I feel like this might be like a little bit of a stretch and a long shot, but I just really feel like it comes down to chemistry. Like
I think
these,
so.
like especially on Karma and Apathy side, we don't see like we see how they act during like scrims and practice and stuff, but like we really don't see what their mindset is during an actual game. So like we don't know if they're meshing right or we don't know if their comms are full of arguing. Like scrims, it's a hint of it. But
Yeah.
we just can't see how they actually act in that game time setting. They could be arguing for like half of the game, and that could be a huge part of them not meshing and getting together and everything. It could be like a case of gunless with Karma. Karma is arguably one of the greatest players of all time in the name of Call of Duty history. So Karma might might have himself on a little pedestal trying to tell everybody like, hey, we should do it like this. And everybody might be fighting back, being like, no, let's do it like this. And it might just be a constant internal battle between the team.
And that's something that's very well possible because if you think of the Optic Dynasty team, they hated each other, specifically Formal and Scump, for almost a year, if not longer. Because they said the terminal started after after the BO3 champs, and then they kept winning in IW, and it kind of put it to bed. But they said once World War II hit, Scump having his internet issues, them not winning, it was just like downhill spiral that very well could be happening here in the sense of they're not winning, so they're arguing, they're bitching at each other, which might not be the case because I know they play with each other outside of scrims. Like if you go
Oh
see,
yeah.
Damon's been playing more Warzone with Brian and Jerry. So I don't know if that is the case, but it could be, and they're just putting on a brave face. You just never know as far as teams and players of that regard are held.
I mean, losing just sucks on any accord.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even just with like us three, whenever we go and play Warzone or CDL, especially in Warzone, if we're constantly losing, especially you two guys, you guys get pissed off and want to hop off the game. Like, losing on any sort of level, it sucks. And then I can't even imagine what it feels like to be losing on that pro level because that's their job. That's what they're getting paid to do, is to go out there, try to get a win, try to get a championship. And the fact that they can't even get a win, like that, I bet that's demeaning.
I was gonna save this for later, but while we're on the topic of Seattle, they recently made a role change with Octane going to flex and Damon going to main AR, which is interesting in a couple of ways, good and bad. Because obviously Sam's been held as top three AR since Infinite Warfare, if not maybe towards the end of Black Ops 3. And Damon BO2. If you go back in BO2, Damon was the best sub in the game. There was no doubt
Yeah.
about it. Like Damon was nasty at BO2. He was played a little bit of AR and Ghost, and he's been that guy that can flex between the two, which is why he was a flex on this team in particular. But from what I've heard Brian talk about, I think it was yesterday, he said he's like Damon just didn't feel comfortable with the sub on this game, and AR is where he feels better in this game, and this also allows Sam, or Octane for those of you that don't know his real name, allows him to have more of a presence on the map as far as slaying, because Sam's also a player, whether he hadn't done it in the past, but he can run either sub or AR. But
Oh
then
yeah.
again, you're taking someone who hadn't really played main AR in years for someone who's never played sub, so that hurts, but maybe it'll work out because at this point, nothing
Yeah,
can
they're at
get
the
like they
point where
can't get worse. They won 2 maps in
yeah,
their own homestand. It can't get
like
worse.
it's to the point where you're pretty much down. Like, let's try anything,
Yeah,
see if we can get a spark,
I mean
and
they were also the first team that did a mid-series substitution. They had Ian play respawns and then Pander played the search on the first day.
Yeah.
So like Joey and that team are trying to do whatever they can because it
I like what
can't
they're
get
doing,
worse.
man. They're just trying out. They're about to just pull out all the stops, see what they can figure out to get successful at what, and win some series.
So my thoughts on the role change. It's like Z said, it's kind of tricky because Octane has been one of the best ARs in past Call of Duty, easily top three. And then I know he was like almost unanimously number one in World War II, but that's besides the point. Um, I feel like it'll help. It'll work. Uh, just for the fact that Damon, with his sort of experience and stuff, if he does step back and pick that get that main AR spot, he might have a better oversee of the games and the maps from his, where he's going to be on the map. And then, Octane might be able to help out on map pressure and presence. So maybe, their comms might be a little cleaner. Maybe they'll have a little bit better mesh, but from right now, it's just hard to tell. It could go anywhere.
And you also got to think, MP5 is practically an assault rifle with 10 millimeter ammo.
Oh
It is
yeah.
proven with people like going in private match. It kills one bullet quicker than the M4 at long range. I think it was Octane, like he did it where he was top pull on St. Petro and someone else was on the far side of the other spawn on top of a train. MP5
Yeah,
killed in 5 bullets and M4 killed in 6.
Bro, Z, when we were playing tens last night, when we were on Hardpoint Gunrunner, Chasm was holding the coal and I was on Forest. I was on that Forest Rock. Chasm runs his AR. I had the MP5. Bro,
Gun.
insta beamed off that heady.
Gun.
Insta gun.
that is
Bro, like the MP5 is just that gun.
that's
And
every
good.
has like this gun. Wait, what?
Go.
Every game, has like there are like one or two guns. It's like that, that was the gun. Like that was the meta. And dude, you know, I'm sure like there's some teams that could like just go straight MP5s and not even need an AR maybe, and just not even really feel a difference because like an MP5 is just I don't know if we've ever seen a gun that's just as good at range as it is up close. It is ridiculous.
Gun is utterly absurd. And speaking of the MP5, they made GAs this week in the pro scene. Which those of you who are watching and don't know what a GA is, it is a gentleman's agreement between the pros to where it is technically not banned as far as the CDL rule set is concerned, but then they GA it to where no one is well. You're allowed to use it, but like you really can't use it, or you're going to get
A
blacklisted. You're
lot
gonna
of
get frowned
backlash.
upon. You're gonna get frowned upon. You're just gonna basically you're gonna get shit on by everyone and everything that watches competitive COD. They GA'd Merc foregrip, which is the foregrip that I think 100% of the pros use. That was the one of the few attachments that no matter what, if you run an MP5, you're gonna have the Merc foregrip on. It makes your hipfire god tier. There's been clips where it literally will three bullet someone from white truck on arc live at P2 to yellow. Like hip fire, three bullet, insta kill them. Like it is the most OP thing other than 10mm ammo. And in my opinion, I think if you wanted to make things fair, to possibly see a meta change, which I think this game desperately needs, is getting very stale. Seeing four
Oh yeah.
MP5s, one M4, GA the 10mm, but keep Merc foregrip. So that way it eliminates the range, which is the biggest problem with MP5 first and foremost. It completely eliminates the range. It doesn't have the same range. It doesn't kill in 5 bullets. But then the Merc foregrip still allows it to be a submachine gun with buffing the hipfire.
So honestly, I agree with the Merc foregrip being GA'd because it just made the MP5
Yeah,
too broken in my opinion. Like it's a good gun. Obviously, like it's really versatile. It has its SMG roll to where it could monstrous up close, but it has that flex roll to where you can compete with an M4 across the map. Like it's a super versatile weapon. So the fact that they GA'd the Merc, I'm happy. There's a huge discussion right now of whether the Ranger foregrip or the Commando foregrip is going to be the go-to grip for the MP5 now. I personally prefer the Ranger, but I like it. I like the GA. And then Z, when you're talking about the GA and the ammo, I'd honestly like to see the ammo and the Merc foregrip getting GA'd just
same.
because it'll it'll change the whole perspective. Like
It could.
obviously the Ranger foregrip will still make the MP5, good, but like just to see whether, what people will run instead of the ammo, see if people go back to the compensator, see if maybe the MP7 will start making its uprise in the competitive scene because the MP7 is amazing. It is a phenomenal weapon.
I was
It
gonna
just
make
gets
that point.
overshined. It just gets overshined by the MP5 with how versatile it is.
Yep, pretty much. I was about to say it. Like take out that long, like that ammo that gives it infinite range. Take off the Merc foregrip. I mean, you could see a big shakeup in the meta. Yeah, I mean, it really opens up the door for submachine guns. It really does.
Well,
I'd like
thinking
to
on it,
see it again.
man, I don't know because MP7 is practically an assault rifle too, and that is the second
Yeah,
sub.
true.
So like now that I'm thinking about it, bro, I really don't know if that would like I don't know.
It'd
And
be
then
safe.
wait, oh wait, even then, like say if like the MP5 either gets like a monstrous nerf or like a monster, like everything just starts getting G8 on the MP5. Say the meta could do a huge shift to M4s. They could be running SMG M4s with like maybe like one MP5, one MP7, and then like the one main AR. Like that's the thing. Like we don't know. Like right now, the main M4s is the Commando with the Corvus Custom, the no stock, and then whatever grip you want, stuff like that. That quicker M4, maybe that starts making its way more into the meta, and then having that one M16 Grenadier barrel main AR M4 to have to hold spawns or something like that.
I would like to see that, like just like maybe in scrims or something. Somebody try out that submachine ammo in the M4.
It's good. I've tried it, dude. It is fucking good.
But the problem is, it's not bad until you get to range, and then that's when the actual subs kind of just like take over because it kills close up quick. Like the fire rate's good. It doesn't have a lot of recoil to it, so like it's viable in that sense. But on these maps like cave, like even on Hackney, there's a lot of longer range gunfights than you would expect. The MP5 or the M4, no matter what or MP5 and the MP7, no matter what attachments, are gonna win against the M4 with sub rounds in it. I think if they could work it out, I would like to see it because I want to see a fucking meta change. It is desperately needed. One game like BO3, it had so many guns that were viable where they had to add in Ban and Protect. Don't get me wrong, like I wasn't the biggest fan of Ban and Protect, but it was refreshing because not every map there were the same guns. Like that didn't happen. It was different guns, different maps, and it was very refreshing to see, to say the least.
That M8 in BO3 was fucking ridiculous.
Dude, it was disgusting. Bro, BO3 had some good guns.
Dude,
Like a lot
Oh,
of fun.
yeah.
beautiful
It was-
guns. All right, before we get off topic, let's kind of make our way
Yeah.
back to the bracket for the Seattle home series. I know a lot of us had, for
I
a
was right.
fact, I think all three of us had Optic, New York, Chicago. I believe.
Yeah,
I know I
had
did.
Chicago winning.
I know
I
I
had
had.
Chicago winning the whole thing.
I had all three of those in the finals, and then I threw a fourth in Seattle because fuck it, why not? But it ended up being those same three teams plus London, which
Dude.
they were the first match on the bracket. They played Gorillas, dude, and Gorillas took them to a fifth map. It was 3-2 as the final score. So London didn't get off to too hard of a start, considering I thought they were going to do a lot better, especially against a team like Gorillas. I thought it was going to be a clean 3-0. Because Gorillas have been
I
struggling.
think I put 3-2 for London.
Cool. You're a psychopath.
I think I did. I can't remember, but I think I did.
And what changed it? What changed it up for London, huh?
Zero.
What was it?
No
Zero.
doubt. Fast paced. He went from slow ARs in the past to a fast paced sub because once again the MP5 is practically an assault rifle. He's been one of those players that has made the switch from assault rifle to sub in this particular game.
When we dive into the finals, I got some shit to talk about for the finals. Jesus Christ.
Next game in Group A was Seattle versus New York, which I had New York taking it 3-1, which ended up being the score to it. New York took them on 3-1 to advance to round 2 to play against London, and I don't think there's really any surprises there. New York's been looking phenomenal in the last couple tournaments. They've improved so much as a team, and that definitely was what I expected personally. Next match, well, before we get to that, I'm just gonna keep going down the list. That put LA and Seattle in round 1 of, which I guess you could say losers, or the knockout match, I think is what they technically call it. I had this 3-1 in favor of Seattle, and Seattle
we all
ended up
did.
no, Joe picked LA. I remember him saying, he's like, I don't know, man, Seattle scares me. He's like, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Gorillas. And I was like, oh god.
And I say that.
Yeah, I literally remember watching back the podcast the other day, and you said that.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
He was like, dude, I don't know, Seattle scares me. And I was just like, against LA? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well. And Joe ended up being right. The only person.
No way, bro.
That was the hottest take, and it ended up being the right take.
No way. I'm gonna have to go back and watch last week's, just like rewatch, just make sure.
Well, yeah. All right, and then
I mean,
Group B had where is it? Oh, Group B had Paris, Chicago, Minnesota, and Optic. In the first match of Group B, it was Chicago versus Paris, which would end up being 3-1, and I called it 3-1, I believe. Paris is a good team, but they've also been struggling, especially since it's online. I believe they're split 3 East, 2 West, and it hurts them a lot with the online league, especially. I didn't really expect them to beat Chicago. I think Chicago was going to come out with a statement.
I think I had him 3-2 because I wasn't sure on on Pristini's performance, so I figured Chicago was going to be lacking a little bit.
And granted, he didn't play that good that series. He even said on Twitter
Nah.
that night, he was like, rough day for me, but we managed to pull it out. So
He had a rough first day, but you could tell his improvement as the tournament went on.
Next one was Rocker Optic, which Rocker won 3-2. I had Optic winning 3-1 or 3-2. I can't remember.
Yeah, we all did.
And it didn't really matter because Optic still ended up making it to the semis anyways. But Rocker beat him 3-2, sending Optic to the knockout match of Group B to play Paris, which if I would have predicted it, I would have said Optic would have won 3-2.
Yeah.
They ended up winning 3-1 against Paris. And then going back to the top, so we stay in round 2. London played New York, and I expected this to go in New York's favor. Ended up being a 3-0 for London. They clean swept them 3-0.
That was a big. That was crazy.
That really was. I'm not sure how many people saw that coming.
I don't really think.
I feel like that was probably one of the bigger upsets of the tournament.
But yeah, like I'm not gonna say people were like, oh, New York is gonna, shit on them. I expected New York to win, but I didn't expect anyone to get 3-0'd. I expected at least one team to take a map.
I mean, I figured New York would have been the favorites going into that game, though.
Yeah, especially with how London looked against the Gorillas, considering it is the Gorillas, and then London's been proven to be a team that's good in the past. They've played good at launch weekend. They play good at their own home series, and then pick another player like Zero, you'd expect them to beat Gorillas in a more more of a statement, I guess. It's
the Twins, man.
Yeah.
It's those Twins.
Yeah. Twins.
The Twins, mate. All right, and then next one would that would send New York to losers to play the Gorillas, which, come on, New York took that 3-1. I don't think you're really going to expect the Gorillas to beat New York with how good New York's been playing. And then round 2 of Losers B, Group B winners is Chicago versus Minnesota, and it was a 3-0 for Chicago. Granted, Rocker did play them close in the first 2 maps. It was a really close hard point, and then in the search, Minnesota was up 5-3, and then Chicago 3 straight rounds took the search off of them.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, dude, especially the next map you get 3-0'd, and they shit on them in the Dom. The Dom wasn't close.
Yeah.
So to get demoralized like that, and then you go and get shit on in the Dom, like that has to suck. So that sent Minnesota to the losers round 2 or knockout match of round 2 Group B to Optic. Rematch of the round 1 matchup. First time it was a 3-2 to Minnesota, and this time it was a 3-0 to Optic.
Yeah.
Which,
I'll talk about a trend of events.
Yeah, and dude, they turned that shit around from 3-2 to 3-0.
Big time.
Yeah.
Which that.
Insert Michael Scott clip of him saying, "My, how the turntables."
honestly, real quick, I really do feel like Optic, especially for the rest of the year, I just feel like they're going to be a losers bracket team. Like I just feel like they might get taken out early, but they're going to make a late run.
Yeah, it was the players on the team like Slasher. He last year at COD Champs BO4 on 100 Thieves, they got sent straight to the losers bracket and COD Champs, and they made it all the way to finals. So Slasher especially has been there. He's done that. They have the experience to definitely regain. Yeah, they have the experience to regain and kind of make that push for the bracket.
I do think that move with Chino, though, was probably like their best thing they could have done.
They needed to sub out JCap after whatever first event they played out on LAN. Like, he's been underperforming all year. He underperformed online. That I think since his JCap and the reputation that he has in particular, I think it's just kind of like, like he'll play better. Kind of like Seattle, they'll play better, but
Bledder.
Shut up. It just never panned out for him.
Yeah.
Fuck. Dude, you gotta chill with the laugh. You gotta chill with the laugh.
Chat.
All right, so the final bracket, the official bracket play is. Stop. Is. Oh my god.
Nah.
Alright, while George laughs nervously, it was London versus Optic and Chicago versus New York. Ended up being a 3-2 win for London. 3-2 win for London, so they went map 5 and went on to the grand finals.
Oh, man. Alright. I'm good. Regain. Hit that fat regain.
Are you okay, bro? Because you don't, like, take a deep breath. Like, you good?
I'm
that's
good.
cute, guys.
Yeah, I was trying a little bit. I'm good, though.
Oh.
This is why me and Joe can't be, like, in the same... Especially seeing each other's face, because we literally give
bro,
each other
you
shit.
see Joe and you're just like, holy shit, I gotta laugh. Like, trust me, I get the same urge.
And I mean, and then Joe laughs at my laugh and my reaction too, so we just feel off of each other.
Joe, you're getting
George's laugh is
contagious.
dynamite.
That's why I told him to stop laughing, because I was trying to hold it together. Joe, you're just getting hate because you're the only person here who doesn't have long hair.
All right, back to pod.
3-2 in favor of Optic, or favor of London. I'm sorry, and to send London to the finals. Which
All right.
I kind of, after they played against New York, it doesn't surprise me. Bounce back against a team like New York 3-0. I think London definitely deserved to get to the finals.
Yeah. Big wow.
Yeah, easily. Yo, all right, now this finals, bro. I have
No,
some shit to
It's
talk
not the
about.
finals
this
yet,
final.
buddy. Chicago ended up beating New York 3-1. Any surprise?
No, not the way that. Not the way that not Optic, fucking Chicago was played throughout the tournament. They were playing really good. They were pretty consistent. And then just like New York, they're kind of on a little downfall there a little bit with their loss.
But yeah, I mean, I would have thought New York could have grabbed 2 maps, but because I mean, you know, they've tremendously improved. They look way different than they did earlier. But then again, Chicago's kind of just a different beast up
And
there with FaZe.
That sent Chicago versus London, which is very interesting considering these two teams just made a roster change.
Yeah.
London picked up Zero, Chicago picked up Rustini. Both super beneficial for both rosters. They needed a change, both rosters did, and I think they made the right ones considering the first event with their new players. They made it to the finals to face each other. So I think they both made the right roster change. I think London just has to clean a couple things up. And I think they'll be good for the next series or the next event that they definitely play in.
All right, now finals breakdown. All right, bro. I studied the hell out of the finals, bro. Dude, all right. First map, what was that? Hardpoint Ramaza, I think. I think that was the first map. I'm about 90% sure.
Yeah.
Dude, Arcides, he was the catalyst for that first map for Chicago, dude.
Man's an animal,
Arcides,
bro.
He was that guy for them, that team, dude. Like I think he even outslayed Scump on that map. Like Arcides was just that dude. I think that was, you know, him playing MP5 is a good role for him, honestly.
Yeah.
He's been able to flex in the past, and especially in a game like this where, like, again, the MP5 is practically an assault rifle. It fits him perfectly, and it's a pretty fast-paced game as far as boots, but it's not like a jetpack game, so it allows him to play how he wants, you know, get aggressive, slow it down with the MP5. Like, it allows him to play as he chooses.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say that, like, London, they didn't do what they, like, didn't have to do. Like, they were doing good, but the only thing was that... What? Why are you laughing?
Luke.
Oh.
He said also he has bullets like a bison.
The one thing that I noticed with London was that their rotations were only subpar. Like they could get like one guy on a rotation, but they were just getting broken. Like almost like they'd probably get like 10 to 20 seconds, and then they'd immediately just get broken, you know. And then they just could not break Chicago. And if they did break him, it's because Chicago was already working on the next rotation. So, and then like they had good and there was certain instances where they did have good map control, but in the end they just couldn't get the rotations and they just couldn't hold the point on that first hard point.
Yeah, and I watched Scump's video today at work of his, usually what he's done in the past, he's pretty known for, is once they win a tournament, especially, I don't know, sometimes he hasn't done it after they lose, but when they win a tournament, he'll do a YouTube video and like break down their matches and what happened, and he even said, even when they knew they didn't have the hill on Ramaza against London, that they would rotate early, they would get those cutoffs, they would make sure they hold down the full 60 on the next one. And
Yeah.
it didn't happen often because they couldn't hold. But once, when they did get that hold, Chicago just kind of like, all right, they got it. Let's not throw any useless bodies at it. Let's go ahead and rotate. Let's get these cutoffs. And it definitely helped because they looked good on Ramaza all weekend as well.
Yeah, they did. I think they were like, I think they were 2-1 going into Ramaza hard point before London, and then London was 2-4 going into Ramaza. So a big argument was London had the repetition, but Chicago has the better record. So that was just kind of the toss up going into that game.
And I can't remember, but the search was it Gunrunner? Arklov?
Arklov. It was Search Arklov.
Yeah.
And
that was the one map they took. That was the one map that London took.
Was their guy on that Search and Destroy, dude.
Dude, London looked really good on that map because I noticed every time, and Scump mentioned this as well in his video. Every time they say they would go B, right? They would send however many mid, however many grave on the outskirts of the map. Once they would get a pick or two, they would wrap it. They would immediately wrap back to A, and Scump described it as they had us on skates the entire map, which I think is a perfect analogy for it because they ended up losing 6-2. Like, London took that map pretty convincingly. Behind Luskin, behind whoever's their shot caller in Search, they played that map phenomenally.
Joe, you got anything before I go on a rant again?
No, I kind of, I want you to go in.
Dude, all right. So, like I said, Luskin was their guy for that Search and Destroy. Dude, he did what a sniper in S&D is supposed to do. Like, on both sides, he would go, especially on the defending side, he'd go in the top house. He'd always get that first pick. And 90% of the time, it was on our cities. He kept our cities out of the game, which obviously, like, I don't think that was a game plan to single out our cities, but that just worked for them. Like, the fact that our cities was the first blood in a lot of the maps and taking them out of the game, like, I know that was pretty insane.
Yeah, keeping him off the map is very big.
Dude, I will never understand why is Formal not sniping on that map. Why? Formal is one of the greatest snipers in competitive Call of Duty history. Why the fuck is he not sniping?
I don't know.
It's tough. Like, I know, what was it, at the beginning of the game, it was a toss-up between Formal and Arcides for the sniper role, wasn't it?
I think every other map, Matt was sniping, but for some reason, on Arklov, Matt's using the M4, and Alec is sniping.
Yeah, I can't get an honest answer.
Yeah, that will still boggle my mind. I do not know.
I mean, I don't know.
And then
they handle their business how they handle it. They come to that decision some way or another. They think it's the best move for them.
I think this is just hypothesis, obviously, but I think it's because they want Formal to try to stay on that main AR role, since Formal is arguably one of the better ARs, and since they have two really good ARs, they would want the better AR to probably stay on the AR role. Maybe it's just a thought.
Who knows?
Might have it.
RC's been a proven top AR right there alongside Formal Sam Slasher in the past, so I don't know. They came to it. You know, it is what it is. It's only one map. Map 3, if I'm not mistaken, was the super close domination gun runner.
It was.
Where
That one was a cliffhanger.
not Optic, Jesus. Chicago had the
The same thing I did.
Chicago had the lead for the majority of that map, and then towards the end of round 2, London kind of made that resurgence and brought it back to make it a 1-point game. If it wasn't for Seth popping a 2-piece, London probably would have ended up winning that game. Skunk personally went big all weekend. I think he had like 3 or 4 1v2s. He had, that clutch moment. Like, he gave himself a 7 out of 10 on his performance, but honestly, I think he was being a little generous. I'd give him a solid 8. Like, that man played good all weekend long.
Yeah, I feel like Stump was back to kind of, I guess you could say, like one of his original forms by him just being that clutch factor.
Yeah,
Like when the team really needs him, he just goes out there and makes plays. Dude, because if Seth didn't go and pick up that 2-piece on that ADOM, Piece on that ADOM, they would have gotten a neutral and they would have came and got the 2-cap without the Chicago getting that point, and they would have taken the map. But the fact that Seth was able to go get that 2-piece and keep them from neutralizing the flag, that was big. That was really big for that map win, and that was a huge momentum thing, because if they would have gotten that win, that could have been a huge momentum shift. That would have been a 2-1 towards London. They would have had momentum from the S&P and the Dom going into that second hard point. The momentum would have completely been against Chicago.
Yeah.
You're right.
What was map 4? Was it Hackney Hardpoint?
Yeah, it was Hackney Hardpoint,
Yeah.
and Chicago pretty much ran with that one.
Yeah. That is too close of a map. Sorry, I'm trying to yawn. Shit. So that wraps up the Seattle home series. And one thing that I think we needed to touch on as far as the event went, do y'all think that the new Optic with Chino in place, or with Chino in place of J-Cap on the roster, do y'all think they lived up to your expectations for this particular event?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
They lived up perfectly to mine. I had them in the semis. I had them two bracket play, and they got the bracket play. I didn't get them to go into the finals. They lived up exactly how I expected them, because I knew they were going to win, or they were going to lose a match in the group stage, because I didn't have them beating Chicago to get through straight to semis. I knew they were going to have to go to a knockout match, but I think they performed perfectly to my expectations.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty there. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just agreeing. This is a little.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been cutting off Joe this whole time.
Oh, I know
It's
I
like-
have. I don't care.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we were expecting out of Optic. You can only go so far without going all the way, and we weren't, so wrapping it up in the semis, about what we expected.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, leave me alone.
Okay. So
yeah, I just wanted
to. All right, continue. Go.
honestly, do you have anything else regarding like CDL? Anything in general? Oh wait, Schmidt just said in chat. Well, he didn't just say it. I think he's been typed it, but he said he still thinks Gunless will end up on Optic. Do y'all think? Let's go back to kind of touch to the Gunless subject. Where do y'all think he'll end up personally going?
I honestly don't know.
I think he's gonna go somewhere where he thinks he can come in and make a big difference and turn a not doing great team to a doing very great team. I think that's what he expects. He wants to make.
I mean, if you were to go to Optic, who would he replace?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Sheen is the only answer, but then again, Sheen's been playing good. But
Yeah,
has Sheen been playing good enough? Or has someone else been underperforming where they'll replace him with Pierce? You know?
I mean, what is he? Isn't he a main AR or was he
Nah,
playing
in
sub?
this
I can't
game he's
remember.
sub, and he's been sub in this game. Schmidt thinks he'll replace Money Cheen.
I mean, I hope if he does go Optic, I hope he doesn't replace Sheen. Because the fact that they turned to Sheen and Sheen's been able to do what he's done so far, like, I just feel like they need to give him more time. Well, I wouldn't say more time. Like, I don't know how to say this, but like they look towards him to make a difference in the team, and that's what he's done. Like just from them trading out JCap and putting in Sheen, they've made it to like semifinals and finals the past two series. Like they've went from a bottom team to like almost a championship contending team.
Yeah, I mean, took him out the bottom tier to the like top of the middle tier. So I mean, it'd be tough to take out Sheen after the big turnaround that he helped Optic achieve. So
And then not even then, it'll be a punch in his face. You know?
I mean, also, I think it might would be bad looks for Optic to do that to somebody that turned them around like in such a big way. I don't know if you could do that to him.
Ooh, sorry. Go.
No, go ahead.
Go.
I just turned on YouTube to look at the last podcast while y'all were talking, and Call of Duty League is premiering, I believe, a podcast or something right now. Title of the video is Empire and FaZe still better than the Huntsman. With how Chicago looked with Pristini, and with how we know, all three of those teams now have 2 wins at a home series this year. And I would think anyone, like if you don't put these 3 in your top 3, you're fucking stupid. Plain and simple. I'm sorry. These are easily the top 3 best teams in the league. They've been the most consistent. Now the question is, what order? What order do you have them in?
It's honestly, I would still put Dallas and Atlanta on top just for the fact that Chicago did just make that huge roster change. You know, if Chicago goes to the next series and they are playing top tier again and they do get another win, aside from like the championship wins that they'd have on this game, I'd put them as number 1. Because if you think about it, all they needed was just that one simple roster change, and they're back to being a top team. Like they came out of the gates hot on that first series. Everybody kind of expected it, but at the same time, everybody was kind of surprised because everybody was looking towards Dallas, Atlanta, and all these other teams. And Dallas and Atlanta, they started making their come up, and Chicago kind of fell down just because they needed that roster change. Now that they got that roster change, I feel like if they do get another series win under their belt, they'll easily be number 1.
Easily number 1, huh? I don't know.
So for me personally, I mean, I think you gotta throw Atlanta at 1. I think they are still the best team. This game perfectly caters to that team. BZ and Simp, you have the Tiny Terrors running around causing mayhem, doing what they did on BO4. Then you have 2 players in Priest and Stellium who have proven that they are very good flex players. They can play whatever role. Priest has played main AR, Priest has played flex, Priest has played a straight up sub. Cell last year, I believe, was a flex as well. And that team is just, they're young, they're short, and they're fucking deadly. No one on that team is above the height of 5'6". But yeah, I'm not gonna go that far. But they are fucking disgusting. Like
don't forget about all the Major.
Well, yeah,
man.
Major. He's a good AR. He's known to be a good AR. He's playing about how I expected him to.
He does his job, man.
No, he does his job well.
He does his job very well, and I think that helps his team a lot.
He doesn't have super high engagements, but on this game in particular, as a main AR, you're not gonna have. If you have a super high amount of engagements on every map, then you're playing the AR role wrong.
Correct.
George, you good?
Yeah.
Oh, your camera was frozen and you were smiling at me.
I was so uncomfortable.
I was like, yo, George, you good, bro?
But yeah, bro.
George
Chicago-
Saw.
Yeah, dude, George was sitting here like up in the corner.
Oh. But go back to my list. Atlanta at 1, Chicago at 2, Dallas at 3.
Whoa, hello there.
What the hell was that?
Hello?
Who is that?
What?
What the fuck? No one else is in the call.
What the hell?
We have a ghost in here.
What the fuck is that? Alright, this is something else that I saw today. As a matter, oh my god! Are you okay, Joe?
No, what was that?
Alright, before y'all lose your fucking minds.
Mom.
The next thing I want to talk about was something that Parasite tweeted out. I don't know if he's trolling. I really don't. He might be trolling. He might be baiting everyone. But he tweeted, replace Censor for Temp. So sub out Temp, start Censor. And New York will win at least one championship. Censor may lack skills compared to some of the other Call of Duty pros. But if he was given the chance to actually practice with a team properly, I have no doubt he'll be a great addition given his dedication.
Hey, hold on. I think I'm smelling some. I think I smell cat. That's straight cat, bro. Like, just because I really feel like Parasite kind of relates to Censor in a way, because they've both been pros and they both fell off, you know? Both for different reasons, but they both fell off. Parasite's trying to fight his way back into a pro scene. Doug, he's technically considered a pro, but he hasn't really gotten reps this season. I just feel like Parasite's trying to stick up for Doug and help Doug get a shot, but
man, I don't know, because like I don't get me wrong, Doug is not better than Temp. Temp is far more skilled. But then again, Doug has proven in the past that he can win. Regardless of what his KD is, he's won on several different rosters. He's won on 2 different games. I don't necessarily think he'll benefit New York, per se, because I don't think he's better than any of those 5 people. And I think if you take out Temp, Attach, Zuma, Mac, any of the 4 subs, I don't think he'll be an improvement there in particularly. But I think maybe you give Doug a shot on the Gorillas, trade him somewhere that needs a player, and just, like we said with Seattle, it can't get any worse. So why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's much better.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. He was probably trolling in a way, but I kind of sat there and thought about it for a second. I was like, that's actually not that absurd of a tweet. It's absurd, but not that absurd.
Yeah.
I just don't see him replacing Temp.
Not at all.
No shot.
What's Temp saying? Quick dubs, easy cash or something like that. What did he say on BO4? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. That man Donnie is an absolute clown.
He's like, easy dubs, easy cash, these kids are ass or something like that. And he said that shit on main stage too.
I don't know. I can't remember. The man was an absolute clown, though.
He's a walking meme.
An absolute walking meme.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next on the list?
That's basically everything that I had. As far as CDL, I was just gonna say, openly answer questions from chat. See what anyone else. Yes, chat. If any of y'all have a question, feel free to answer or to ask. This is your time to shine, my brothers.
My brother femanada.
My brother. What's the bumble club, pussy hole, Luke? I don't know why I got. And I got a question for us. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is burgers.
Burgers.
Love me a nice burger, George.
Judge, wait,
Judge.
just burgers, just burgers, bro.
Yeah, you wanna know what my second favorite kind of food is? It's pizza.
I like pizza a
Have you
lot.
tried eating pizza upside down?
Starting from the crust?
No, I said upside down.
No.
I remember I saw Pokimane. I don't remember if it was like a clip or a highlight from something, but
You
she
were
was
watching.
talking about, you know how like we eat the pizza with the toppings and flavors and stuff on top. She said turn it upside down and eat it upside down because when you eat it like that, all the flavors hitting your tongue first and not the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, Reap
Yeah.
just said that shit would fall off, and that's exactly what I was
Bro.
thinking. Cause the pizza here that
I
I
eat-
get, I'm getting extra sauce on that bitch, bro. That
I'm not
shit
getting
would literally fall off. The cheese is gonna fall. There goes the
Bro.
sauce, and then my night is ruined.
See,
I'm
I
not
go to
doing that.
restaurants. I'm not just. I mean, I like my Domino's, my Pizza Hut, and stuff like that. But I like going to these like straight up pizza restaurants, like specialty pizza restaurants, where it's like super piled up cheese, really deep, super melty. If you turn it upside down, that cheese is just gonna like drip off, like like your nose is running or something. Not, you can't do that. Nope, not happening at all.
Yeah, nah, I guess steak. My thing is steak, bro. I'm a huge
Bro.
steak guy.
Steak is just to the
Bro,
moon.
one thing that I have on my bucket list is either going to Japan and trying it or ordering it domestically, but an A5 Wagyu steak. I want to try that so bad. Like,
Bro.
I've heard so many people talk about how they've tried it and how they describe it as how it melts in your mouth. I just want to know how that feels.
Dude, I will just know I will never eat pizza upside down.
He's still on the pizza.
While we're on pizza,
I will never do it.
y'all put pineapple on your pizza.
No, get out of here.
No, get out of here.
No, I was just wondering. I don't.
I have nothing against you. Don't come to me with that fuck shit.
I don't want to do it.
I don't do.
I'm not gonna do it.
No.
It's not happening.
Reap
I know
said
you
no.
tried it.
If Reap says no, then everyone else should say no.
Sushi though. Sushi's up there for me as well.
I can't
I
do sushi.
love sushi, bro.
I can't do sushi.
Raw
It,
tuna,
it can make me throw up. It's
Raw
made me
tuna.
almost throw up before.
raw with soy sauce, and just
I love
Yummy.
how we went from talking about Call of Duty to fucking food.
bro. This isn't another hot pod.
This is not another cod pod.
The transition though.
Oh, favorite fast food place? What's that?
Ooh, fast food Zaxby's.
In and out.
We don't have that here,
Zax-
so fuck off.
I don't have
Zax-
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's.
You're a bot.
Bro, their chicken is better than Chick-fil-A. Come at me.
I don't know what Zaxby's is, but that hit my nerves.
Come
because
at
I fuck
me.
with Chick-fil-A.
So much cap.
Come at me.
I will. Twice. No.
Nah, it's better than Chick-fil-A. It's
No,
a
if
different
you're-
style of chicken, but it is
No.
better. Their
No, you
fries are better. Their drinks
Wrong.
are better.
Big wrong. Chick-fil-A sweet tea. Oh, you'll die.
You realize, bro, they might have better sweet tea, Joe. I am talking about drinks in general, Joe. They have a machine. I can have cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. Where else can you get that? Not Chick-fil-A.
A gas
Jack in the
station.
Box.
They don't make cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper unless you have the special mixing machines.
I mean, I've seen it at Jack in the Box.
I go to.
No,
They
dog.
got the little flavor droppers where you. Oh, Dr. Pepper. Oh,
Chad, don't get me
cherry.
wrong. I'm not saying
Vanilla.
Chick-fil-A is bad, bro. I like Chick-fil-A.
That's exactly
I just
what he
prefer Zaxby's. Nothing will top Chick-fil-A breakfast. That's no hands down. Chick-fil-A has the god tier breakfast. No one else is in the same category.
Sonic.
Let's get the Matthew Z is over hashtag going on Twitter.
Yeah, Matthew Z is over. Cancel culture. Get him.
You just
Yeah,
said Chick-fil-A doesn't have the best breakfast. So you're telling me there's there are chicken biscuits out there better than Zaxby's, and there's better chicken minis.
Okay.
Look me in the eyes and say that shit to me, Joe. Look me in the fucking eyes. Motherfucker, I'm looking at you.
I said listen to me.
I am!
Okay. Sonic is the best breakfast item in the ultimate meat and cheese burrito. Best breakfast food you can put in your mouth. But as a whole breakfast menu, yeah, Chick-fil-A. We'll do that.
Okay, there. See, Joe, this is Zaxby's still better as far as overall food. But we agree about the breakfast.
You are off your rocker.
Nah, dog. I literally ate Zaxby's tonight, bro. A nice wings and things with teriyaki on the wings, barbecue on the tenders, with the seasoned fries, and a vanilla cherry Dr. Pepper to drink, with the celery dipped in the ranch.
Wait, hold on.
If you're celery, I already know that your opinion is wrong.
You don't like celery?
Celery
Hey, chill.
but
Bro, not if you dip it in ranch and it tastes like ranch.
Yo, hold on. So what you're telling me is chicken terry dishiyaki.
yeah, it is.
I almost kicked George out of the call.
You gonna tell me a chicken fried this rice?
I'm sorry.
no.
I will stick by that opinion.
I could think of 5 other fast food restaurants better than Zaxby's.
I almost
We'll
punched
start
my
off-
monitor.
The obvious. Canes.
Halo Hayes.
We don't have Canes here. I'll tell you one
Still
thing.
better.
I'll tell you one thing is better than Canes though, and I think Reap can agree with this. Bojangles.
Never had it.
Canes is cap.
Reap.
Canes
You
is
can't
overrated.
tell me Bojangles isn't God tier as well.
Another thing better than Zaxby's. Whataburger.
We don't have Whataburger here. I've heard Whataburger's dog shit anyways.
Bro,
Just
You
because
know
you
what-
seen Hitch's
You know
or
what's better?
what?
You know what's better than Whataburger? Five
Nothing.
Guys.
I've never tried Five Guys.
fast food. That's not fast food.
Mm,
That is
we're talking about we're talking about pure damn burgers here.
So how are we talking about pure? We were just.
You brought up
I was just-
Whataburger.
Restaurants that are.
Whataburger
better than
is known for their burgers. What a burger! Whataburger.
Yeah, but it's still better than Zaxby's.
No, it's not.
They're top tier burgers. Zaxby's is middle tier chicken.
Don't
Middle tier.
you dare!
I would rather go to Church's than Zaxby's.
Yo, churches be hidden though. My family gets churches.
So when you said churches, I thought you meant going to church because we don't have restaurants called churches here.
Churches
Popeye.
be hidden. Yo,
Pop-
their churches, the family
Hey,
with the mashed potatoes.
The Popeyes that I have where I live isn't good.
there's a lot of Popeyes around here that are not run very well. That's
Yo,
Wait,
who remembers
Slim just said
Silver's?
Steak and Shake, bro. Steak and
and
Shake is
is-
god tier, especially for the
Shake-
price. You can get a
burger.
milkshake, a burger, and fries for $6 and some change.
I'm about to go to Steak and Shake actually, because like the Cajun burger.
Cajun burger with some bacon and some onion rings,
And they got the seasoning on the
and you
table.
put it on top. Yes, Joe. Yes.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm driving to Gastonia and getting some fucking burgers.
Did we just become best friends?
Yes. the face that you're making.
But I still hope so.
Like, bro, I'm sorry. You can't tell me that Steak and Shake is fire.
Top burger restaurant. Whataburger goes right under that.
I'd never try Whataburger, but Steak and
Just
Shake,
Steak.
I like Steak and Shake to the point where I don't think I could like Whataburger more.
I think you're right, because Steak and Shake is like.
Bro, it's so. And my buddy's a manager at one. He's like, dude, come up here. I'll give you a whole meal for $4. But it's an hour and a half drive. It's an hour and a half drive. But like,
Bro,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm tempted to
even
do
for
it
the
right
first
now. What are you talking about?
dude,
I
I'm
wouldn't
really.
do that, bro. Yes, bro.
Steak and Shake's like 15 minutes for me right now. Bro, I'm
Go.
thinking about it.
I'm telling you to go when we're done. I'm going
Just
to
like-
eat. I'm going to eat vicariously through you tonight. Wait, pause.
Dad, I mean, you don't-
I banned Joe from the Discord.
No.
Reap said, "Whoa, take it easy."
No, wait. Okay, hold on. Rewind a little bit off the topic. Back to Call of Duty a little bit.
Oh, you had to ruin the fun.
My mom's bringing me fajitas.
So back to Call of Duty. Season 4 is right around the corner. What are you guys? You guys got any expectations with Season 4? Any updates that you
Make
possibly
Warzone not
hope
ass.
that you
That I was about to say, season 4 is going to be filled with a bunch of Infinity Ward letdowns that we are already accustomed to.
If y'all want me to be honest, nerf the MP5. Well, nerf the 10mm ammo on an MP5 so they don't have to GA it. Let's see, this is as far as competitive. So that maybe will force a meta.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god! Okay. Get rid or get nerf that so we can see a possible meta change. Take out RPGs out of Warzone and only keep the Pila, whatever you want to call it, keep it in so that way and make it to where you can only shoot down helicopters with it.
No.
What?
Disagree.
You want RPGs to stay in?
Disagree.
You want them to stay in?
The only thing is you just can't completely remove them out of Warzone. Take them out of ground loot. Make rockets only accessible through munitions boxes. Okay. And maybe...
Loadout?
Huh?
Wait, no, never mind. I heard wrong. Go ahead.
So yeah, only place you can get rockets is
Hold on.
munition boxes. No, I'm not... Okay. This argument is aimed at Z. He can hear me? Okay. So, make it where rockets, like RPGs and the rockets do not drop on the ground or out of chests or anything. Make it where you only get rockets out of munitions boxes, and maybe even make it to where you have to buy an RPG out of the buy station or something.
No, that would have them. They'd probably be more frequent if you could buy them.
You think?
Yeah.
So,
Because you gotta think, how many scumbags are out there that's gonna go and buy an RPG?
They're gonna sacrifice. What if you make it like the same price?
Joe,
As
these
a-
are the same scumbags who ran snake shots for months.
And Renetti's.
We can't give the Call of Duty Warzone community the benefit of the doubt. That cannot happen. They're all scumbags and all disgusting human beings.
They really are. My apologies to anybody that doesn't abuse snake shots, Renetti's, and RPGs.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
if you abuse any of those, you're disowned from me.
and if you abuse the growl,
Hey, that's me. I'm all day, baby, abusing that growl.
Guilty.
I'm guilty as hell.
the growl needs a nerf. The growl needs a nerf.
Say yeah, it probably does.
If you want me to be honest, probably.
And it doesn't
Yeah.
even need like a major nerf. Just add either
Add more
just put it
recoil.
less, easily more recoil or less damage at range. One of those slight nerfs could easily change the gun big time.
And then it's boom, and M4 with the different iron sights.
I just say put more recoil on it, and then that turns it into more of a skill-based gun because it's actually going to require a little bit more skill to control the recoil. But as of now, you just hold down on your stick like an inch, like literally like that, and then it's just a beam straight. It goes like it's literally straight as
Does
can be.
nothing. That gun's nuts. If they
Oh.
nerfed it all, you would see nothing but M4s back on the map.
Dude, I don't know how many 20 bombs I've dropped while using a Growl MP5 combo.
Same.
Like, that gun is absolutely ridiculous.
I can't vibe with the MP5 on Warzone. I've tried. I can't do it.
Love that gun.
I'd easily choose the MP7 over the MP5.
That's a good thing about this game is you can have your preferences.
Yeah, I say it so many times, especially in Warzone. There's 3 now, a 4th one is emerging that you can sit there and use from. You can use M4, obviously. I think that's probably the most used gun in all of the game as far as if you combine Warzone and pubs. And then growl number 2. A lot more people have
Really
been
worth
using the
it.
growl. And then M13 3. And then I've seen a lot more people using the kilo as of recently.
Yeah, the kilo has been making it upcoming.
Bro, don't sleep on the Odin.
Nah, I played a game with Brian when he dropped damn near 30 kills to Noden. I tried to go do it the next game and I can't drop more than 6. I think if you can use a gun, hey, more power to you, but it just doesn't fit my playstyle. You have to have a certain playstyle in order to use the Odin.
MP7 is my baby.
MP5 is
is
my
mine.
baby.
Joe, both of you guys have seen how nasty I am with an MP7.
But you've seen how nasty I am with an MP5, so you understand why I love it so much.
My MP7 and HDR combo is disgusting.
I was once a disgusting sniper, and then I grew a pair of huevos, and I started rushing people.
To each their own. You guys were sniping in Blackout while I was the Rocket Man, so now it's my turn to
Rocket
snipe.
Man! Y'all got anything else to talk about, bro? We've been going for about an hour.
We went for an hour and 45 last week, didn't we?
I mean,
No, it was right under an hour 30.
yeah, I don't have any more topics. Unless y'all want to keep going, I just know. I have nothing else. If y'all can think of something or chat, if y'all got any questions, like I said, we'll be more than happy to answer. But
Chat, YouTube, if you guys have any recommendations on who to have on the podcast, let us know.
I think
and
we're gonna.
and for us to discuss.
Yeah,
as well.
I think next week we're gonna bring on the first guest. I think we've had 2 weeks of just us 3.
And it sucks.
Fuck you. I think it'll be a nice thing to have. I believe the Minnesota event is next weekend. So also get our thoughts on that, but also more have it kind of based around the person that we are having on the podcast. Introduce them as a person, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
And we already have people that have said yes that we're gonna have to arrange.
Big people.
Big people.
We have a couple. We have one
Indeed.
very big name in the COD community. We have a few that are, you know, they're technically small streamers, but they're very reputable people. They have a good following for themselves, good community. I have one of my personal buddies that's going to be a huge episode for us. So we definitely got people that have already said yes and lined up. But we're interested to see who y'all think we should have. And if you're watching on YouTube, throw down in the comments below that's someone that you would think we could get on the podcast, and that would be a very good addition.
And topics.
Be realistic.
And topics.
Be realistic though.
Topics.
Like you can't
Topics.
you know, tell us like, oh, get like name
Topics.
shots, go formal. You know, you got to be realistic about who
Topics.
we get.
I agree. Topic. Someone said
wanna
get
talk about
Seth in chat.
Who knows? Maybe after, you know, after some stuff happens-
Hey, well, you're saying a little too much
I'm
now.
not, I'm just saying, after some stuff happens, who knows?
You know what I'm saying? Slim said, get Seth. I can get Scumpy. Seth, if you get fuck me, I did that again. If you get Scump to DM me right now on Twitter, I'll believe you.
That would be, I would fanboy.
Look,
And
he's already
I-
added me in Brian's chat once. Okay, I'm used to the fame, so just get him to DM me. We're good.
I've met Karma in person, and I was shaking.
Dang, I can't imagine what you'd do if you met me in person.
Oh, whoa, Joe.
No, that's not
as the
appropriate for
great The Reap would say, take it easy.
YouTube. That's not
smile.
appropriate for YouTube.
Bro, I'm averaging 4 viewers. Get on my level.
Are you streaming?
No.
Clap.
What am I going to stream off of?
I was confused. Contact Brian. He has Seth's number. Slim, as much as I love Brian, and I know as much as Brian likes me and George, I will never ask Brian to do something along those lines. It's kind of
Yeah,
overstepping
that's not-
overstepping the line.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Nah. But
talk
trust
about
me, we
net.
have some people. Go. Go
John.
or forever hold your peace.
You want to maybe look into the next gen consoles?
Oh, I know nothing about them other than they'll be like 130 hertz.
So as of right now, one of the big major news is that the Xbox, whatever the hell, X Series X, whatever, they just confirmed that it will completely be backwards compatible. So every Xbox One game can be played on the Xbox Series X, and the Xbox 360 games that work on the Xbox One will be able to be played on the Xbox Series X, and they're going to be HDR compatible.
That's something I like to hear, and Joe's frozen. This man is a rock.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually frozen.
Oh no, he is. That man's not moving a single hair on top of his head.
Oh my god, bro.
Trust me, that man is frozen.
Oh, there he is.
Hey Joe, you decided to join us.
Oh no! Yeah, I was like,
You got, bro?
I was in the vortex, bro.
You were so far into the vortex, dog.
I missed what George said about the.
He said all 360 games that are compatible on the Xbox One and all Xbox One games will be able to be played on the Xbox Series X or whatever the hell it's called.
Lame.
And all backwards compatible games will be HDR compatible. Wait, real quick, what do you guys think about the new PS5 controller? Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, it looks horrible. It looks uncomfortable. That's why I will be purchasing an Xbox One, X Series X, whatever it's called, and sticking to COD on my computer.
What about on the computing side of things?
I'll stick with my trusty old. I picked up. Never mind.
That's a PlayStation controller.
It's the PS4 controller. I will gladly continue to play with this controller. My nice little button pack on the back. No cap though, bro. I think if I were to go back to an Xbox One controller, I think I would I prefer this controller over this one in particularly. I'm just happen to be used to this one at the moment. But like,
I miss my Xbox controller.
yeah, I prefer the Xbox controller overall because
That's why I love the Vantage, dude. Because the Vantage is an Xbox controller for PlayStation.
yeah, like I've played on Xbox One since Advanced Warfare. That's when the Xbox One came out. That's when I got my Xbox One. I didn't get a PlayStation until recently. So I feel a lot more comfortable on this controller in particularly.
I went from 360 to Xbox One to PlayStation 4.
I went from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to PS4 and Xbox at the same time. I've been blessed with consoles over the years. I played Monopoly with my IRL boys last night.
Yeah, I know.
So much fun.
Fun, man.
So much fun on that live board, bro. So much. I ended up playing until like 3:30 in the morning, and it just ended up going bankrupt. It's like, boys, I'm out. I'm going to bed.
Monopoly games take 5 hours.
Bro, that game was 2 hours in, and I was the first one to go bankrupt. I had all the pinks, I had all the browns, and then I had all the greens, and I had a railroad. And I was the first to go bankrupt. That's how unlucky I was getting with my dice rolls.
Bro, you suck.
You suck. 1v1 me, kid.
In Monopoly?
Both.
Both. What's the other option?
Both.
Yeah, 1v1 them is fine.
Yeah.
So one game you'll get me, I 1v1 you in GTA, in Fortnite, in PUBG, in Call of Duty. No atomizer. Compact rifles only.
Okay.
Do you not know who you're talking to?
I'm talking to Matthew.
I'm the king of first-person shooters.
The king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I am the king of all shooting games.
All shooting games.
I will 1v1 you in Minecraft.
The king of Smite.
I don't play Minecraft. So
You don't want to PvP battle me, son.
I wouldn't arc.
Nah, this is what no, Joe doesn't want the smoke, guys.
I'll destroy you in arc.
You don't want the smoke.
I would
Yo,
destroy you
catch
in
him in
arc.
Spider-Man.
You don't want the smoke of
Huh?
anything.
Spider-Man.
Catch him in Spider-Man.
Oh, it's done. I want you one Red Dead Redemption 2. Want me in Blackout, bro.
I will
Oh
eat
no.
to the alligators
In Blackout?
in anything.
May I remind you of my 33 bomb, the first week of good internet before Warzone came out. Should I remind you that I sunned you in Blackout?
Stunned me.
I sunned.
Sunned?
Yes.
He's
No,
trying
you
to say that he's your daddy.
Just like I sunned Swiss to become a mod. That's a different topic for a whole nother podcast.
See, Swiss signed up to be a mod for me because he loves me and he respects me and he's.
Yeah,
We're on a
Swiss had to
mutual
earn my
front.
respect. Alright.
I'm gonna let y'all do with that what y'all will, but
We've been
Alright,
going for a
so
little bit, bro. We're like hour 15. Wait,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
Kaz, Joe
Oh.
is my MW son, bro. It's crazy the amount of respect I get for that. I get none. Joe is my child.
if I ever see you IRLZ, we're arm wrestling.
Calm down.
And I'm breaking the table with your wrist.
What about me, Joe?
Hey George, we cool, right?
Uh,
George is big dude.
he don't want the smoke, George. He's scared. Basically, what he just said is he tries to pick on us little guys.
No, we're pretty even. You're only like 5 inches shorter than me.
How tall are you?
6'2".
I'm 5'8".
Joe, you know you're goddamn 5'10", bro.
Yeah, this man Joe is
11.
actually 5'10".
11.
No, you're 5'10". Your mom told me.
11. You've never spoken to my mom.
Your mother's a wonderful lady.
Yeah, I know she is. She's bringing me fajitas home.
Oh my God, she's a kind soul.
I love fajitas.
Joe.
This man goes, I love fajitas.
Oh, you want some fajitas?
I want some Vegetas.
Okay. Do we have any questions in chat?
Before we wrap things up,
The wacky inflatable arm flailing too, man. Like Scoob.
Like you.
Like let's get out of here.
Like Scoob. Like, let's get out of here. Alright, but of course. Do y'all seriously got anything else to talk about? Because we've been going for, hour 15, hour 20 is a respectable amount of time.
We can wrap it. I don't got nothing.
Joe, I'm gonna save that topic and all the
Yeah.
throwback topics for a whole episode.
Okay.
Because I think that'd be a very fun episode. Like, just favorite past COD maps, favorite past COD guns, etc., etc. Game modes. Yeah, nah. I think we need to say that if we do it, save it for a whole episode in particular.
Wait, is there a CDL match this weekend? Or like?
No,
No,
not this
next
weekend, but next weekend is going to be the Minnesota second home event.
Okay, so
Does anybody still care about the fantasy league?
Dog, I have not kept up with that since launch weekend.
Bro, I check it like here and there, and I'm 6-0.
Bro, I couldn't tell you what my record is on there. It's bad, though.
I'm 6-0, bro.
Actually, I haven't kept up with it since London. I don't even remember what the app looks like. Did I delete it? No, Draft Buff. There it is.
What is it? Draft Buff. I keep on calling it Game Buff.
Game Buff. Game Buff.
Slow
I'm
down.
4-3-1, and the other one we never even drafted. We're in a league. We're in a league. We didn't even draft it.
The mighty sword.
What's your sword?
Let's see. League. I am Trey 6-1. You're 7-0, and then I'm third in the rankings. You're first. Trey second. Shrek's third. John's fifth. Draftbot sixth. Aeon seventh, and then my boy Twig is eighth.
I forgot about your boy Twig.
Can I be the water boy? Kaz, of course you can be the water boy, bro. You're Kazam. Like, what? I should be your water boy.
Kaboom. Slow down.
Z, you just cut that. You can cut that part out, right?
The mighty sword.
Frozen.
Shit ain't sweet, Joe.
It ain't been sweet.
All right, I'm done Frozen. Anything else, boys, for real? Because we gotta wrap it up here in a momentarily.
Nah, I'm good. Yo, catch our streams. Links down below.
Hey, if you're on YouTube, their links will be down in the description once again. Just as last video. If you're currently watching on Twitch, I am typing them in the chat. If y'all got them a follow, make sure you go do that. Tune into the stream next time they're live. That is George's, and then this one right here is Joe's.
Yo, if you're on YouTube, please make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification so you know when our podcasts go on the YouTubes.
And any other video that I might upload to YouTube in the future.
Not only the podcast. Only care about the podcast.
Okay, and make sure if there's anything else y'all think we can improve on, let us know in the comments. This episode we kind of more got off of tangents a little bit more, kind of intentionally. Also, just kind of let the vibes be high, kind of loosen up. This hence us talking about food for 20 minutes for literally no reason, and then laughing and staring at each other. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you enjoyed that, if you want us to continue to do it every episode, or just have George laugh the whole entire hour and a half, because that can be arranged. George, I'm going to toss it to you since I did the last outro.
Alright, guys. So like we said before, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. This was not another COD pod. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys slap that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Twitch, if you guys haven't yet, please give my man Z a follow. We will be back we're planning on doing it every Thursday, so keep that in mind. Every Thursday, roughly around
6:30, 7, depending.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Eastern.
Eastern. Ring
Again,
the bell.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Really love you guys. Much love to everybody. And we will catch y'all next week.